Shut up and sit down.
Alright gamers, welcome back to Gamers Vault Online. Another episode here today. We got Andrew Valkauskas from Fate of the Norns Pendelhaven Design. He's the author, creator, producer of multiple Norse mythos products, including Fate of the Norns, the RPG, and Gulveig, the trick-taking card game. This is finally the second edition. Got released to distribution May 2nd, 2016. And this was the first edition here, just an example of like the epic increase in size as most Norse characters like something bigger. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a playtest today through the Fate of the Norns trick-taking card game. I've got Craig here, who's a beta tester and playtester for multiple Fate of the Norns products, and Andrew Valkauskas here, the author of the card game. So here we go. Maybe we can have Andrew here explain some of the techniques and what we can do and how this kind of works.
Absolutely. So Gulveig is in its second iteration. It's a trick-taking card game where you bid, bluff, and score your way to victory. There are 5 different suits, which we call clans. So you've got the Vanir gods, which are the green cards. They're the old gods. You've got the Aesir gods, which are the gold cards, the ones you know, Odin, Thor, Heimdall. The red cards are the fire giants, the Muspelli Jotuns. The blue cards are ice giants, the Rime Jotun. And the brand new cards that were added in the expansion are the purple ones, which are the dwarves, the Burgar. And so in every single suit, you've got cards that range from 1 to 7 in strength. So if we take a look at the values of the cards, 1 on the left-hand side is the strength of the card, and the point value of the card is on the right, top right. So the values will range from 0 to 11, and the strengths will range from 1 to 7. Now, in each one of these suits, you'll end up seeing certain cards that match together. So, for example, Gulveig and her dagger Avarice, there's a little banner here that if you combine those cards together, you're going to end up scoring those points. And
So that's definitely a unique part of the game compared to some other similar trick-taking card game, right?
exactly. So if you play like a game like Spades or Hearts, the trump is always set. Here, the hand starts with nothing as a trump or supremacy, as we call in Gulveig, and then when you combine certain cards together, that creates that trump condition. So that suit gains supremacy and can beat the other clans. And it doesn't stop there. So if, let's say, Craig wins the next trick, he can change that by pairing up another 2 cards, for example, Loki and a spear, and now the fire giants have supremacy.
So that takes the fluff or the storyline of the Norse mythos and adds that as the trump ability in this trick-taking card game. That's very cool.
Exactly, like every single one of the characters, like in the new gods, you've got Thor and his hammer Mjolnir. So how iconic is that? There are certain cards in the new set. There's a couple of cards that have multiple supremacies. So every single one of the classic suits have their 1 supremacy. So they've got some cross clan ones. So if Nana and Freya are matched together, they end up scoring you 60 points, and the card that you leave behind becomes the trump.
Excellent.
So you've got cross clan capabilities. You've got a little bit more strategy there. And unlike your traditional trick-taking card game, instead of counting the tricks for victory, you're counting the points. And that's the reason you see the points for scoring when you match the cards together and on the individual cards. So when you bid, there's a bidding phase, and you try to bluff and try to get people to go a little bit past their comfort zone. You start the bidding at 40 points, go up in increments of at least 10, and if you don't make your bid, you lose that many points. So you're a little bit on the risky side in terms of how far can you go given your cards, your opponent's cards, and there's 3 hidden cards that are down that everyone's bidding for, face down.
All right, so I guess what we can do is give it a try here, and we'll have one game playthrough, and we'll see how this works.
All right, so we're playing in a 3-player game, so it's 10 cards each. We shuffle out clockwise, 3 cards in the kitty, which we call the treasure, And everyone's going to get
Booty.
10 cards. There's going to be 2
Norse
cards
booty.
removed from the game in a 3-player game, and that's kind of a secret amount of points that add a random variant to the game.
So we're playing open hand here, right?
Yeah.
Just to show how it works. So as I learned in my first experience in this, we sort these by the suit that we have, the suits that we have in ascending order. Give us a better idea of what we're looking for and what we're going to be trying and bidding for when we're winning here, when we're doing our bids. Oh, I got a nice one there.
All right, so did I deal anyone a good hand? Killer hand?
I'm not bad.
All right, so everyone got a little bit of something. So you try to arrange your cards by the clan, and you look at the combat strength of the cards, the strength of the cards, and it's to the top left. And so when you see like a 7 in your hand, that's a guaranteed win. Then you can have a run of cards. So you play the 7, everyone plays a card, you win the trick. You play the 6, everyone plays a card, you win the trick. So you start calculating in your mind what you're going to win. Now, the interesting part here is, wait, do I have a supremacy? I thought I did.
I was going to ask, did
I've got
anybody
one.
pick one up?
Yeah, it's hiding right here.
I have a supremacy here of a 3 and 4.
Okay, so this is going to be a really interesting
Oh,
hand.
and me too. I got a supremacy as well. So this might be an interesting setup.
Yeah, this hand could actually go many ways. So whoever the bid winner is going to be, they're going to win the 3 cards from the treasure pile. They get to optimize their hand, and then they get to lead off. So the bidding starts to the left of the dealer, so that would go to Dan.
Yeah, so I got a couple 7s in here. I can probably pick up some stuff.
The minimum bid is 40 points.
All right, so 40 points for the minimum bid, and I believe it's going to be at 10. The next person has to bid 10 points above that, right?
That's right.
Each and every increment.
Okay, each and every increment from there. And so what I have got 2 7s, so that can secure at 2 suits of trick taking for sure. And then I also have some pretty high scoring cards, so I'm gonna go ahead and bid around 70.
70 points, okay.
I'll see how that goes.
And that's the thing with the bidding. The first hand or 2, you're kind of getting a feel how many points you're going to get. By the 3rd hand, you've got a good feel of how much you're going to bid.
Now I'm looking at my hand, and I've got distribution here. I've got a lot of the fire giants, and I've got the supremacy here of Loki and his spear. So that's a guaranteed
Ooh,
30 points if I
nice.
do it. So I'm counting that in my head. I've got Gulveig here. I don't have her mate, but if I get that from the treasure, there's a potential that I pick up an extra 50 points. I've also got a solo dwarf back here, and I have Nana here, so if I could find Freya, that's a 60 points, and that could be a lot of points all around.
So I didn't actually think about that. The idea of actually pulling out the supremacy from the kitty, from the booty here.
It
as
changes things a lot.
Might change things a lot. So the fact that you just might have a potential for a supremacy might be a reason why you might want to bid higher.
People might bid higher, but at the same time, if you don't get it, that's going to hurt you more.
Right. Yeah.
You
So
can't
it's always playing that risk, but bluffing is part of this game, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
And finally, I have a 6 and 5 here. Knowing that there's only the 7 out there, I'm guaranteed at least 10 points with these 2 cards. So
That's
that's
right.
another counting there.
I
So
look at-
I'm,
Go ahead.
just to finish off my bid, I'm going to go 85 points. I can go 10 more, but I don't have to stop at 10. I can go higher.
I'm looking at my hand. I've got 4 wins, 7-6, 7-7 here.
Ooh.
Pretty much everything else might be a loss. I do have a combo, supremacy combo, Hrungnir and a shield, and that's going to get me 20 points. And that there's a couple of things that we changed with the version 2 of the game. So one of the things we did was we tightened up the points for the supremacy combos.
So like I think you were saying you doubled the points. I
We
think?
have
Oh,
the
you have the
points.
points.
Have
right.
the points. So in the original game, anyone who has the original Gulveig, the points range from 30 to I think 120 or 140. It adds a lot of swing to the game. And so what we wanted to do is bring it more into strategic play, because we did see some tournament play with Gulveig.
Less luck.
Exactly. So we wanted to go on more on skill. So we took those points and we reined them in. So now they range between 10 and 60 points.
All right.
And every single one of the suits also gets the 7-1 card. So in the original set, the highest card you had was the 6, worth 11 points. Now we added a 7-1 card, so 7 strength, 1 point. And that's just to reinforce the curve. So what we want is the initial tricks that are being played to be very low point and kind of ramping up exponentially. So the tension in the hand builds because you know that the last couple of tricks that are being won are the big game changers.
Right. So the kind of the end game, you want to prep for that end game there, right?
Exactly. So in my case, I think I wouldn't want to go more than, what's the high bid?
I am at 85.
85? I'll go 100, but I don't think I'd go any higher with this hand.
With such low scoring cards in my game, I do have 2 sevens, but I don't have too much from too many suits. So I'm actually going to pass out from here. Not pass out, but I'm going to...
That's also part of the game.
You're gonna back out,
I'm going to back out. So
and
we'll see where
once
it
you
goes.
back out of the bid, you're out for the entire round. You can't jump back in with another bid.
All right.
So you're at 100.
Yep.
I got a lot of potential.
And I don't know if we mentioned the maximum number of points you can score without the extra
Yeah, without
supremacy points.
supremacy, the deck value is 155 points.
So if you want every single trick,
Without counting
it'd be
supremacy.
155. So the closer you get to that, the riskier it is, because some guys might get just one out of those points, right? So,
Yeah, the last trick could be worth 30 points.
Right,
Right? Because
exactly.
everyone's holding the high point
33.
cards. Exactly.
So passing that 120 threshold is super risky, but if you have a really great hand, which we saw in a couple earlier games, wow, you can really score on that.
So what do you say?
I'm gonna push the envelope. 110.
I'll pass.
All right.
So I get this.
So Craig reveals.
The treasure gets revealed to the table. Everyone sees that I have Balder,
Some good
Kremdal, and Iger.
Did you get any of those supremacies? No.
I did not, which is unfortunate. But I add these 3 cards into my hand, and then I take 3 cards from this, and I'll be putting it here, auto-scoring those cards.
So yeah, so that's another thing about winning the bid is that you're auto-scoring, and you can auto-score good cards if you want, cards out of your hand. So that automatically adds you points in the game.
Yeah, so he's putting aside cards that are already in his winnings pile. So whether they're good cards or bad cards, they're going to go towards his point total. And what he's looking for right now is optimizing his hand for a good run. Now in the game, just like in your traditional card games, you will need to follow suit. So when someone plays an Ice Giant, we need to follow suit with an Ice Giant. If you don't have one, you can play a different suit, but in that case you lose the trick.
Now if someone plays the supremacy,
That changes everything.
trumps out, and then you can use one of the supremacy suits to trump out the rest of the trick.
Exactly.
But a trump can only be played if you happen to have a void in that suit.
Yep.
Which is another strategy I am looking at here.
All right, here we go. First round, and it's up to Craig to start this off.
As the winner of the bid, I lead. And unfortunately, I don't have any 7s, so I'm cashing in my supremacy right now.
Oh, here
All
we
right.
go.
30 points. Loki and a spear. So now he played a Fire Giant. We have to play a Fire Giant. I'm going to try to grab that right away. I've got a 7. He'll Blindy.
And I'm going to give you 10 points because that's the only card I have.
Nice.
Ouch.
Sweet. So
Oh.
I picked this up because if we take a look, 7's the highest. We've got 3 and a 5. So I score a total of 14 points. So I put those away. And the general rule is if we need to go back because something was scooped very quickly, you're allowed to go back and look at the last trick that was played. No deeper. All right, so then let's lead off with a 7.
That's always been very traditional about trick games. You can always take the last one, but any farther back than that, it's out of your own memory.
Exactly.
I'm going to give you 0 points.
And I'm going to give you a 3. The thing
All
is,
right.
I have to keep counting in my head, knowing what cards are here, but also what cards have been played. That gets better strategies.
And for me, I have to really count what they might have in their hands because if I play a suit or a clan that they don't have in their hand, they're free to play a Fire Giant to trump that hand. So they can end up beating it, and regardless of the number, they'll scoop. All right.
A whole
Looks
lot of
good to
nothing
me.
in there.
As long as I don't see those red cards coming down, I'm happy. Let's see what else is under here. Odin.
This is already looking bad for me.
And sometimes you just get those bad hands. There's nothing you can do about it. You just play it the best you can.
All right, now what I'm gonna do is switch up the supremacy to Ice Giants. So now that I've run out of the 7s and 6s, we're gonna switch this up. Now the Ice Giants have supremacy. So I leave one of the two cards. The card that I leave behind will indicate the color of the clan that has supremacy, because there are those cross-clan supremacies as well. Nana and Freya, and Fiasi and Laufey.
All right, so this is where I kind of switch things up. I'm going to put in the 7s. So
I hate
I
He's
think
gonna
I'm
win it.
I'm going to end up taking this.
I hate you both.
And because it was open hand,
11 points. Woohoo!
I sense that we're going to end up having a supremacy change.
Are we?
Oh yes, I actually forgot about that.
Oh, you see, this is why I didn't want to talk about these things. This is table talk. This is exactly what I was mentioning earlier.
All right, so
Do it.
do I have it? No, actually.
Did you break it up?
I must have broken.
Oh, even better.
I can't remember at this point.
Don't worry about it.
And we've been
going
drinking.
I'm going to just start off with some of this.
All right.
Oh, look, I have fire giants still.
All
All right, no, see, that's wrong. I can take back the last trick because I can do it before he plays. That is another rule of trick taking. I still have ice giants too.
Oh yeah, so he's gonna pull that.
Ice giants, eh?
That is what's been trump.
All right. We'll throw away the useless old trump.
Yeah. Now, if I can only remember.
More fire giants.
All right. Ice giants to the rescue. Trump. That's
That's-
supremacy.
That's cold.
Give you 2
Nice
points.
one. All right. Let's see what's under the Azer gods.
I have a Hemdall.
Oh ho. All right.
Do you got any more tricks up your sleeve? Pun intended.
Yes.
Ah, that's a shame.
Oh,
It's yours.
only 1 point. That was nice.
Ha ha!
Nice. You got it.
And someone gets it at the end. Let's see if I
I still didn't score much though.
So let's look at the bidding here.
let's see if I can claim anything at all here. I got a little bit.
Well, remember, you got yourself a supremacy, right?
Yeah.
That was Loki and a spear, which is 30 points.
Which I noted down on the sheet earlier.
Okay.
I got a lot of high scoring points here, so that's not bad. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 50 10, 30, 40, 50, 5, 64.
17,
Oh, I only got 94 total.
21, 32,
Dan, how'd you do?
I actually hit 30.
34,
Big 30.
36,
Better than my last few games.
47, 48, 52, 56.
And 56 points for Andrew.
Yep, and then we had 2 cards that were out of play, and that's kind of the X factor in a 3-player game. You take 2 cards out of play, they don't count towards anyone's points.
And I bid 110. Since I didn't make it, that means that 110 comes off my score.
Wah, 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 wah.
And I end up with
That was close too.
It was.
It was very close. I could have done it if I had the cards had been just a little better, but no. I end up with a negative 16 for the round.
All right, so I'm actually not in last place, which is actually doing better than most of my other games.
So the way you set up this game is you want to play a long game, short game. So short game, maybe 500 points. Make an evening out of it, play 1,000 points. That's the way that works.
And totally a beer and pretzels kind of game.
Totally. Where's the whiskey?
Or if you want to make it super intensive, you can do that too. It's all however you want to play.
Well, thanks for watching. This is the Gulveig playthrough, and if you'd like, you can subscribe to our page, and we'll see you next time on Gamers Vault Online.